Yo, what is up, everybody? Rage Cage 20 here. Before we get into things, I gotta put on my little disclaimer here. If you're one of those idiots, douchebags, or horrible piece of shit trash human being that leave comments like, "Oh, you're not Mr. Ballen, you're just stealing views from him," you need to listen to this, because if you don't, if you skip this and then leave a stupid ass comment, I am gonna drag your ass viciously in the comment section. First two things are kind of interweaved with each other. Mr. Ballen's doing fine. Homie's got over 8 mil subs. Dude's getting millions and millions of views. He's getting his checks. It's not like he's getting money or food stolen off his plate. He's getting his fat YouTube checks. Also, I'm not watching these when they're being released. This has been out for months and months and months. He's already gotten his money. There are some reaction channels out there that do just watch stuff, either don't say anything or just keep repeating the same stuff. XQC and Sniper Wolf are under heavy fire from a lot of people because of this. It's a Cage video when I'm double to over double the length of the original video. That means there is more than enough of my own point of view and viewpoints in here to make it a transformed and customized content. But also, this is not a massive subbed channel stealing from lesser sub people. And secondly, most importantly, for those who say that I just try to steal this for money and for fame and for subs and stuff, I don't want subscribers. If you sub to me, that's cool. But I don't ever want to get over 100,000. I maybe want somewhere between 10 to 50,000. Tops. I don't do this for subs. I don't want a lot of subs. I don't want a lot of attention. I just want a nice small community that I can talk to. And I am not at the current moment and never have nor never will be monetized for my videos. I don't make a fucking penny off of these. Also, this kind of stuff has been going on for years. Back in the 50s, hundreds of people got famous for singing songs they didn't write. Then around early 2Ks, late 90s, early 2Ks, doing covers of songs is how a lot of people like Jonathan Young got famous. There's also been parodies of TV shows and movies going on forever. In the rap, hip-hop, R&B game, they will take samples from well-known stuff and make songs out of it. This kind of transformative content stuff has been happening forever. Now, I know some people don't like reaction videos. Some people don't understand the concept of it and its purpose. And you know what? It is totally okay if you don't understand it. There is nothing wrong with that. However, you need to be mature and you need to be a fucking adult and understand okay, well, it's not for me, but I'm not going to harass other people that it is for or that like doing it because I just don't like it. It's not for me. I'll move the fuck on. Be a fucking adult. And if that still doesn't satisfy your stupid fucking mind, to everybody who's watching this, go watch the original. Even if you don't want to hear the story and you want to hear it from me for some reason first, go play it, let it play, mute it, let it play while you're watching mine. And let it get through. Give Mr. Ballen your views. Give him the analytics of it going all the way through. Help him with that algorithm. Go watch the original content. Then come back and watch mine. Alright, cool. We good? Alright, can you fuck off? And to all the people who don't like long reaction videos and you decided, I'm going to click on this video that's probably an hour long. They're just I don't like when people pause and talk over stuff, but this is an hour long. So that means he probably didn't pause and talk about it. So I'm going to watch it. First off, you need to something's wrong with your fucking brain. You need to fix yourself. So you should probably go worry about that than what's going on with my channel. But guess what? We're going to pause a fuck ton here. So if you're not ready for that, leave. And on your way out, you can even slam the fuck out of that dislike button. Cool, man. I don't give a fuck. But don't fucking at me in the comments or I'm going to fucking rip your head off. Okay? Okay, cool. Thank you. And for all y'all motherfuckers that skip that, as a reminder, go, if y'all haven't watched this already, at least go play it from Mr. B's channel, put it on mute, and just let it run through so we can give him more views and make all these bitchy idiots who don't understand how the internet works, get them off my fucking dick. That'd be great. Thank you. So today we have someone in this photo has an evil secret. So I want to add something. Because I have my own little Mr. Ballen joke that I've been running with. Because he's been going through and changing a lot of his old pictures and a lot of old titles and stuff, which one or two I kind of understood because I kind of gave away the secret in the end and whatnot. But but most of them's like really unnecessary, so I don't know why he does any kind of. I mean, it bothers me a little bit, but like, you know, it's whatever. It's his channel; he can do whatever he want. But like, it was funny because he changed two titles, the farm and the hospital one, to "From Hell," and then like immediately after released a video of like Trucker's Route from Hell. And so now I just can't stop the joke, even though he doesn't have a lot of From Hell titles. I think he did like maybe one or two back in his very older videos and whatnot. So he doesn't have a lot. It's maybe like 5 or 6 out of his whole entire channel. But with that happening in sequence, now I want to add From Hell to every one of his titles. So someone in this photo has an evil secret from hell. So if I randomly start doing that, well, hopefully you've watched this, so you know. So I wanna bring up the picture here. I gotta edit some things around, but I've been waiting for this one for a while. Because I'm going to call it right now. I know who it is. I know who in here has evil secret. I'm calling it right here because I know what y'all thinking. I know what y'all think when you see this picture. You think like clearly balding, maybe, I don't know, so chubby, but chunky, creepy dude who looks like he just crawled out of a horror film, who's all grumpy and like in the background. You're thinking him, right? I know who it is. Look at, think about it. Are you thinking about it? Right here. You see it, right? You know why? Look at that. Connected. They're all connected with someone. She's all alone. She's all alone by herself. And look at that devious smile. That ain't a normal smile. Her. You think it's him? Her. I know it. I've been calling it forever. Like, something about her is just... She's jaded. She ain't connected to anybody. She wants revenge. I can see it in those fucking eyes. I'm calling it right now. So I gotta pop up a video. It's probably gonna say something real fast.
Fair warning.
Hold on. Mr. B. Hold on. Chill. Okay. I just had to show that because I know it. We also got fair warning here, which is very interesting. So let's not waste any more time with bringing on down here. Someone in this photo has an evil secret. We already know who it is. I already spoiled it for you because my brain's just working like that many levels above. Sorry, I can't help it sometimes. Genius just seeps out. Anyways, Mr. B, take it away. Let's get a good one here. Fair warning. I like the sound of that.
Fair warning, the ending to this story is very abrupt and very upsetting. But before we get into today's story, if you're a fan of the strange, dark, and mysterious delivered in story format, then you've come to the right place because that's all we do, and we upload once or twice every week. So if that's of interest to you, please offer to curl the like button's hair for their wedding, but then repeatedly touch the top of their ear with the curling iron. Also, please subscribe to our channel and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of our weekly uploads. All right, let's get into today's story.
Strangers.
Strongsville, Ohio used to be just another typical quiet American suburb. Nice homes, nice families, nice restaurants, and a mall. But in late 2017, a discovery was made in Strongsville that put this town on the map in the worst way possible. To understand this discovery, we need to go back to early 2016 when this town's nightmare began. In early 2016, 2 longtime Strongsville residents, Bruce and Melinda Pleskovic, received some very exciting news. Their 20-year-old daughter named Anna and her 20-year-old fiance named Jeff had just told them they were expecting a baby.
So you have the husband and wife. You have the kid and relationship partner, wife, who had a baby. And you got the stranger all alone. Jealous, jaded. If I'm right on this, I'm going to lose my shit in excitement. Just going to put it out there. I could still be wrong, but if I'm right about this, like, that's some Nostradamus level shit right here. Anyways.
baby girl.
I should be a
And so
detective.
Bruce and Melinda were totally excited about the prospect of finally becoming grandparents, but at the same time, they knew Anna and Jeff did not have very much money. Anna still lived
Sure.
at home with Bruce and Melinda. She did have a job, but she made very little money. She was a waitress at a local Applebee's restaurant. And as for Jeff, he had a better job working as a service technician for a heating and air company, but he didn't have enough money to support him and Anna. In
Of
fact,
course.
he didn't even have enough money to move out of his parents' home. He was still living with them on the other side of Strongsville. And so this couple, they're really excited about their baby, but Bruce and Melinda are thinking, we really got to find a way to support them because they are just not prepared for this first child. And so Bruce and Melinda, they talked it over and they decided the best way to support this young couple was to tell their daughter if she wanted to, she could invite Jeff to come stay at their house. That way the two of them could be together, and once they had their daughter, Bruce and Melinda could be the great-grandparents and help take care of the baby. And in general, this would allow the couple to just continue to save money and move out when they were ready. And so when they told Anna they were willing to do this, Anna was so happy, she was so grateful. She called Jeff, and Jeff was equally happy and grateful and said, yes, I would love to move in with you guys. So it took several months, but finally in June of 2016, which was the same month that Jeff and Anna welcomed their daughter to the world, Jeff would leave his parents' home and move into Bruce and Melinda's home. And almost immediately after he moved in,
It's never good when you have channel news and a credit at the picture. You know what I mean? Well, we already knew something crazy was going to happen in the story, but like that's never a good sign in these videos.
he and the rest of Anna's family began experiencing some very strange and disturbing things around their property. Just a few days after Jeff had moved in, he and Anna were home alone. They were on the main floor of the house and they were having dinner at the kitchen table. And at some point, Jeff just happened to glance out one of the back windows that looked out into their backyard. And now this property had this huge sprawling backyard.
Ooh, that's
Basically,
nice
they had
backyard.
all these houses kind of in a row, and they all had almost like a communal backyard, this big open space. And so Jeff is looking out into this huge backyard, and he sees off in the distance something strange. He doesn't really know what he's looking at because it's nighttime, it's dark, but he stands up and he walks over to the window, and as he's looking out, he sees way off on the backside of their property are these four strangers just standing there, appearing to be smoking something, and they're just kind of looking up at the Pleskovic house. And so Jeff
No, sorry. No. You don't go back to sleep after that. You get battle formations ready, and you get eyes on them, and you get ready to blast off, for sure. I was getting really excited there because I was like, oh my god, I think I'm right. So I don't know if you could, the adrenaline's pumping, but there could be a huge twist in here. You never know. But now we got the four strangers. Oh, I forgot to turn something off. Hold on. Shit, I could hear it going in the background. Sorry, I had my dehumidifier humming away in the background. So if that was if you could hear that, my bad. My collective bad. Excuse me. But yeah, four people that like. That is odd, but we still have the one person in the middle who has not been introduced yet, so she might be a stranger, a neighbor, and they felt bad, and they're just like, yeah, come on in for our Christmas dinner or something. And then it becomes a Christmas massacre.
is looking out the window at these four, not really sure what to make of them, and he calls Anna over, and so Anna walks over, and the two of them are looking out, not really sure what to do. I mean, on the one hand, these four people who they clearly didn't know, or they believed they didn't know, were definitely trespassing, but at the same time, they weren't really doing anything. They were just kind of standing there smoking. But as they're watching...
First off, great movie. I haven't seen it in years and years and years. A fantastic movie. Liv Tyler. And the ending's crazy. And it's just a great suspense movie for sure. But yeah, when you see that, what do you do? Is Ohio, right? Where is that? Where is that on the map? I want to say that's like somewhere in the lower hemisphere. like southwest, southeast, something like that. I don't know, man. I don't know. After I had to pass the test of putting all the states in like history class and stuff, I completely forgot where most stuff is. I know the West Coast, I know the East Coast decently well, and I know some of the southern states. All that jumble in the middle and at the top, who cares, right? I mean, like they do anything important. Anyways, I'll keep you going. But like Ohio, y'all strapped, right? Ohio's a strapped place. It's like Idaho, right? Ohio, Idaho, like pretty much all the letters are there. Like everyone's rolling deep in like Idaho and Texas and stuff. So I'm assuming Ohio, like y'all got the glizzy, right? Yes, glizzy. Y'all got that like ready to go. Or not? I guess isn't it the blicky? What do they call that? I don't know. Anyway, y'all got that boomstick ready to go pop pop, right? Like I know y'all got that and watched them until something happened, right? Because like that's what should go down.
These four people, one of them begins walking up the property
Oh, fuck
towards their
no.
home and then stops alongside the Pleskovic trampoline, which was in their backyard. And this person begins fiddling with the trampoline. And so at this, Anna's like, you know what? I don't know what they're doing. I
Call
feel
the
totally
cops.
uncomfortable. And so Anna would actually call the police.
Yes.
And so the police, they come out. But by the time the squad car arrived in front of the Pleskovic house, the four people in back must have seen the car and they took off running. And so when the police officer went in the backyard and looked around, there was no one there, and there was also no sign they were there. There was no dropped cigarette butts or anything. They just kind of vanished. And so the police officer told Jeff and Anna, if they come back, let us know. And so the officer left. And then a little while later, when Bruce and Melinda came home, Jeff and Anna would tell them about what happened, and they would agree that that was totally strange, that in all the decades they had lived in Strongsville, they had never had anybody stroll onto their property and just loiter in the middle of the night. And so for the next couple of days, the family was definitely on edge, but after a little while, this whole incident was largely forgotten about. Fast forward about 5 months to November 2016, and Anna was home alone with her young daughter, and she's playing with her daughter on the first floor of the house towards the front of the house. And as she's playing with her daughter, she suddenly hears what sounds like someone trying to open the back sliding glass door on the back of the house. And so,
Oh hell no! Click.
instinctively, Anna thinks, okay, Jeff must be out there or my parents must be out there and they don't have a key or something. And so she scoops up her daughter and she begins walking towards the back of the house to open this door for them. And when she walks into one of the back rooms, before she reaches the back door, she happens to look out one of the windows that looked out into the backyard. And standing right up against the glass is this unknown male figure with his face pressed up against the glass. And so Anna just freezes and stares at this guy, and then this guy, he notices Anna and he ducks down out of view.
Smooth.
And now Anna's thinking to herself, this is the guy. He must have been trying to break in my back door. I'm home alone. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if he's going to try to break in again. And so she just turns and runs back towards the front of the house. She runs upstairs. She goes in a bedroom. She locks the door and she calls the police. But by the time the police come out there and they look around, they can't find this unknown figure that was at the back of the house. And there's no sign of an attempted forced entry. And so unfortunately, they told her, look, I'm sure this was very traumatic for you, but there's really nothing we can do here. There's no evidence to suggest.
Right, but maybe I know you got other places to be and other stuff to do and whatnot. Now funding's not amazing for a lot of the police and whatnot. And it's a lot of places. And I don't remember what year this was. But like maybe like until backup arrives, like some more people come home, so she's not all alone with an infant. Like you just kind of keep the car around the area, or even better yet, if you got the time, patrol the outside of the house so there's some security there until she's got backup. Would be like something you could do, which would be like comforting to the mind of a new mother with a barely born child. That'd be pretty awesome if you could do that. Be kind of cool.
Who did this? And so please just, keep your house locked. And if you see anybody suspicious on your property, call us back. And so naturally after
Yeah, there's no way you can get into a house if it's locked, for sure. You can't break glass or anything like that. That technology hasn't been created yet.
The police left, and Anna had a chance to contact Jeff and her parents. They were horrified and they rushed home to comfort her. And then, after the initial shock of this incident had worn off, the family began to speculate, do you think this might be connected to those 4 strangers
So I'm sorry to keep pausing and whatnot. I'm sorry that I'm not sorry. But just thinking about that, like those are like some of the most chilling, haunting calls you can receive. As anybody, as like someone who's married or dating someone or some like family member or anything, you get a call from one of your family members or one of your loved ones and whatnot, and they're just kind of like, their voice is all high pitched, they're on the verge of tears, and they're just like panicking, like someone was here, someone trying to break in that house, like all the cops and whatnot. Like the fear that has to instantly just pour through your body when you hear that, like tell me you ain't going like 90, 100 on the way home, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Like those are bad phone calls. I've only got like one of those, I think, ever, and it's just like, it's terrifying, man. Everything was good, but like it was still terrifying to hear, I still remember my body going into hyperdrive. I fucking flew home, man.
We saw on our property a few months ago. It just seems odd that those 2 things would happen so close together. And then the family began to think, okay, well then, who is this person? Who are these people? What do they want? Why are they targeting us? What's going on? Because as it was, the Pleskovic family, they didn't have any enemies, at least none that they knew of. If anything, the people of Strongsville adored this family, especially Melinda, the mother. For the past 20 plus years, she had been a middle school teacher in town, and her students adored her. She was also a big-time soccer coach in the community because she had played in college and she was still very passionate about it. So she was this amazing coach. And in the eyes of many parents in the Strongsville community, Melinda was a bit of an inspiration because she was not only the mother to Anna, she was also the mother of an 18-year-old boy named Kyle who had Down syndrome and was nonverbal. And Melinda just had this unbelievable...
All right, I ain't gonna hold you. In the thumbnail there, definitely the boy that was there, their son and whatnot, definitely looked like he had a developmental disability. So I'm glad I wasn't wrong in that guess, because otherwise that would have been really fucked up. But yeah, interesting.
Way with him, where she was so good to him. She incorporated him in everything. She got him so involved. She gave him the best life he could possibly have. And so anytime you saw Kyle with his mother, Kyle would be all smiles. Even though Kyle couldn't speak, it was so obvious his mother made him incredibly happy. But regardless of the reason for these strangers to be lurking around their property, the Pleskovic family was now totally on edge and found themselves constantly looking out the windows, especially at night, in fear these strangers were going to come back and might try to break in.
You need motion sense, well, just cameras in general, but motion sensing cameras. I know my roommate's family has one that, like, if you walk anywhere near it, it says you are being recorded. To try to scare people away and whatnot. You need some dims, and like motion sensor lights, like big powerful ones that can light up your entire backyard. You need some dims, for sure. If you ain't got that, pop, bats, good advice. Knives ready to go. Have like long distance pepper spray on you at all times. Get some bear mace or something so you can just shoot them from like a mile away. Like have shit strapped ready to go, and those other defense systems in place. You should get on that like pretty quickly.
Again. And unfortunately, these strangers would come back. In January of 2017, so 2 months after Anna saw that unknown figure at the window and heard the back door sliding around, Bruce's car was broken into. It was sitting in the driveway of their property. Cameras. Someone got inside of it and stole his laptop. And so Bruce, he calls the police.
Bruce, what you doing leaving a probably minimum $1,000 plus appliance inside a vehicle? That could be completely unrelated. Most people would try to steal that, man. Like, what you doing, Bruce?
And he says, I've got to believe this has to do with the people that are harassing my family. And the police believed him, and they began looking around and asking around, but they could never track down the laptop or the thief. And so once again, the family was kind of left on their own. And the police said, look, if you see anything else, let us know. But there's not much we can do here. A few months later, in July of that year, Anna, Jeff, and their daughter were all home together one night when Anna happened to look out one of the back windows on their first floor, and out on the very back of the property were 3 strangers just standing in that same spot where they saw those 4 strangers smoking the year before. And these 3 strangers are just standing there looking up at the house. And so horrified, Anna calls out to Jeff and says, look, there are 3 people in the back of our property. And so Anna, she pulls out her phone and she's calling the police. And as she's calling the police, Jeff, who's totally upset that there are these people harassing him and his family and making them feel unsafe, he just grabs a flashlight and storms out the back.
I understand that there's people that like. I understand. Okay, look here. I'm on your side, right? I haven't described it yet, but you'll understand what I mean by this. I'm on your side, okay? I know there's people out there that really are against guns and really hates guns and stuff like that. And like, dude, I couldn't agree more. I think guns are a fucking pussy weapon. I think back in the day when you had to use swords and bows and stuff like that to kill your enemies and stuff, that actually took fucking skill instead of just point, pull trig, dead. Like it actually takes skill to kill someone with melee weapons. Unlike these fucking pussies that just like, well, I'm not tough, so I'm just gonna go like that and you die, haha. Like fucking, I hate guns too, man. Guns are a fucking pussy ass weapon and you're a fucking coward. However, so many fucking people have guns, especially those that want to harm you. And like, obviously, yes, there's that Jim Jeffries blurb on how many enemies do you think you have that you need protection to be protected and whatnot. And that's a fair point, but also at the same time, like, there's a lot of psychopaths that might not even be your enemies. They just want to fuck up anybody, and you happen to be in their line of sight, and like having a gun sure would fucking help with that. So like, I'm just saying, this situation, like, when like all of a sudden strangers are showing up and then someone's literally against your window, your car gets breaking in, tell me you don't get a shotty or something. Like, tell me you don't get something. Like, and then once you shoot the motherfuckers and the problem's over, you can go return that weapon and be like, I'm gonna be gun free, but I just need it for the mo or something. You know what I mean? Like tell me you didn't get something. Like, if I was going to be all like, okay, I don't want guns, I don't want to use guns, I would get me a nice big old like knife like sword at that point, weapon, a machete or something. I actually saw a pretty sick one when I was walking around Fred Meyer's when I was waiting for my car to be fixed one time. It was very beautiful Fred Meyer's, and I was just walking around. It was like a very fancy, rich kind of Fred Meyer's. I didn't know this existed in this location, but I was like, cool. And yeah, I was walking around it, and I found like this hunting defense area, and they had like a machete on the curved part of the blade, just standard machete. On the flat side, there's a part of it that was serrated for like cutting wood or whatnot. But like, I mean, no matter what side you hit someone with that motherfucker, you're gonna do some damage. I'd get one of them bitches, have that scabbard on me like pretty much everywhere I went around the house, and hooked on some other kind of belt contraption that I would buy would be straight up bear mace. Go fucking go Dog the Bounty Hunter style. Bear mace that bitch. I'd have that strapped on me at all times. So someone is up at my house. I think that thing said that it shoots like 30 feet. Like, bear mace shoots out pretty fucking far. I wouldn't go out there like flashlight, like, hey, you fucker, stop. Like, I would go out, bear mace, and then when on the floor, I'd start hacking their fucking body up. Like, I want to play that shit, and then I'd plant some weapon on them and say that they were armed or whatnot, because otherwise you're going to go to jail, because they technically, if they're not threatening you, cops will arrest you, because this is America, and that's how it works, I guess. So I'd probably have a pocket knife or something implanted on them, and be like, they came at me with a knife, and I defended myself. You know what I mean? Like, but like, you don't just. What's his name? Jeff? I want to say his name was Jeff. Jeff, you don't just go out there, flashlight, like, hey, you 3 to my 1. I don't like this. Stop, I say. Like, you're gonna get fucking killed, bro. The fuck is wrong with you? Unless he's in on it, which I want to say he's not, because I gotta be right. It's gotta be that girl in the middle. Because so far she hasn't come into the story yet. So, what up? You know what I'm saying? Well, maybe she is in the story and she's part of the 3 or 4. Anyways, she's gonna infiltrate them. I know it. So I want to say he's not involved, but like, if you're not involved, bro, you're gonna get killed acting like this, dog. Like, sure, you don't want guns. You need range, because they probably will have guns. I'd say 8 to 9 times out of 10, they're probably gonna have a gun. You need some form of range. Otherwise, what the fuck you gonna do? You go out there with a flashlight, you're gonna get mowed the fuck down, and then they're gonna come in and there goes your wife and your baby. Who knows what the fuck they're gonna do to her? Like, it might be more than just murder. So, like, dog. Like, you just gonna open the door and you got a flashlight on. That'll scare you, fucking dumb motherfucker. Anyways, let's continue, shall we?
Door to go confront these people. But as soon as Jeff went out the back door, before he could even shine the light on them, the 3 people had turned and ran and vanished. And so
you are so fucking lucky that if you counted before, there was 4. There could have been someone waiting by the door for you to come out and just boom, you're down. You're so fucking lucky that they want to fuck with you before they kill you. Lucky.
finally, when the police did show
No, because Jeff was there the first time, or whatever his name was. He was there the first time when there were 4 of them were out there, so it wouldn't be him or his wife. That would have been the missing person, but one of them still could be in on it.
up, they were aware of all the calls they had gotten from this family, and so they went out there and they did a serious search for these 3 strangers, but like always, nothing was found. And so the family once again was told, if you see anything else, let us know. The following month, which was,
I think every single night they should just have a car patrolling that area at least every few minutes. You know, I mean, obviously do your rounds and everything, but like keep coming back and hitting that spot. Like, they should be ready to be there, but they're running away before the call is being made, so it's not like they're gonna find anything anyways. But still, they should be.
August, Anna was home with her daughter along with her mother, who was upstairs, and as Anna is in the front of the house in the playroom with her daughter, she hears the sound of somebody trying to open that back sliding door. And now immediately her radar is up because she knows what happened the last time she heard the sound. There was that person in the window. But she's thinking, okay, I can't just immediately call the police. I need to at least look and see if there's someone that I know at the back door. And so she scoops her daughter up, she stands up, and she walks around to the edge of the room she's in, and she kind of peeks her head down this hallway that will give her a clear view of this backsliding glass door. And once she finally has a full view of whoever is there, she screams because there are 2 large adults, as she would say.
Honey, you gotta keep it together. Like, again, I know I'm a different human being, and like my brain is always kind of in tactical defense and whatnot, because I don't expect to ever be attacked or anyone to try to come in and kill me or anything like that. I'm not thinking like, oh, someone's out to get me at all times or anything like that. But on the super, hopefully, cross fingers, knock on wood, on the super off chance that it does happen, I will be prepared for it. So like, I'm always like ready to go. Like, whenever my dog's barking, like maybe my dog is trained better than this lady is. That like, the dog will bark to get my attention that someone around here I don't like this, and I'll come out and I just give the dog a physical command, and the dog just instantly stops barking and just gets ready and just kind of like whimpers, not whimpers, but like kind of, you know, is ready to go and whatnot. Even my dog knows that after it's done alerting, it needs to be silent. This woman goes to the window and sees people and is like, scream! Let them know I'm here, them, aware of them! Like, come on, lady. The element of surprise is the most important thing you can have in defense, and you just let them fucking know where you are in the house and that their presence has been alerted? Fucking amateur. Fucking scrub lord over here. God damn. I'd be so disappointed in her.
Standing at the back door trying to force open this door. And so when she screams,
pop, pop.
these two strangers, they hear it, they turn around and they run. And Melinda, she was upstairs, she hears her daughter screaming, she comes flying down.
They're so fucking... I don't think they're going to get lucky at the end. I think everyone is going to die. Everyone in that photo is, or at least a good portion of the people in that photo are going to die, except the one person who has the secret. I'm just going to put that one out there. But like, they are so lucky that they're just fucking with them at this point. Because if they don't run away, what happens is they break the glass, come in anyways, and it's just two of you. And none of you have reached for any form of weapon at any point in this period. Even after several instances of this, you haven't gotten any weapons of any kind. Not a bat, not a hunting knife, not just general house knives. No one's reached for shit in this story. Like, at one point you get something to defend yourself. This is clearly not a coincidence anymore. Your life is in danger at all times. Like, again, you need motion. Like, you need that fucking... You need to get some Siri up in that bitch. You need to get a ring cam that will alert your phone someone's here. And you can start recording them. I mean, I'm sure they're covered and whatnot, because it seems like they're doing this intentionally, so they would probably know. But, I mean, you need something that's motion detection at every fucking possible entrance that's going to tell you someone's there so you can get ready. If you had a ranged weapon and you have a fucking camera showing you where they are, you could just look at it. Okay, they're right here. Pop, pop. They're fucking done. You know what I mean? Like... Y'all need to get smarter. Because your dumbness is going to get you fucking killed. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Go ahead.
Downstairs, she's trying to figure out what's going on. Anna is hysterical, the baby's crying, and so Melinda actually calls the police about what her daughter has just seen. The police come out, they search the property, they can't find anyone, and so again the police leave and they tell the family
that police needs to be police is also fucking up here. They need to be patrolling that house. They know this is happening on a weekly basis. They should be waiting in ambush for this shit. Like, why is the police not doing shit in this scenario? They know this is a constant occurrence. So they should be trying to catch this shit before it gets bad. Unless they truly just believe they're just making it up. We haven't found anything. Like, they should be staking that place out. So when they get the call, they'll know if it's fake or not, because they had been there the whole time. Like, oh, something happened there. Like, we're here. They're lying. Like... Do your fucking job.
Look, I'm sorry this is happening to you, but we can't do anything. So
you can
just let us know if anything else happens.
You can.
We'll get out here as soon as we can. We're bound to catch these people, but right now.
Not if you don't stick around. They run every time. You're gonna catch them, sure, when the family's fucking dead.
We just don't have much to operate on. The following month, which was September, one of Melinda's car keys would go missing. And whoever had these keys, whoever had stolen these keys, would use it to randomly start Melinda's car in the middle of the night.
They're being fucked with, man. This is straight out of a horror movie that they want to terrorize them before they kill them. Like, this is straight out of a horror film. Like, and the police are doing nothing.
And they also used it to set off her car alarm at odd hours of the night, and then also during this time frame that her keys were missing.
How'd you lose your keys? Someone inside the house is doing something. Someone within inside the house is having access to these people who are outside the house. Because there's no way you just lose your keys randomly, right? It's never happened to you before, right? Like, Something's going on. And we still have not met our 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th member yet in the story. He does say it ends abruptly. So I think when she gets introduced, shit goes down and it's over.
They also discovered that there were nails jammed into the tires of Bruce's car. And so, of course, the family calls the police and tells them
they can't
about
do
what's
anything
going
if you
on,
don't have evidence. Like and apparently they've shown you that they aren't gonna stake out. So like, what the fuck the police do you think they're gonna do?
The police can't do anything. And so, very frustrated, Melinda actually takes to Facebook.
Guys, there's so much. If the police ain't doing nothing, you gotta do something. I could go off again about all the things you can do for house defense, man. Like, there's so many things you could do. What year was this? They're just here like, oh my god, guys, leave us alone. Like, your life could be in danger. Like, so far it hasn't been. They've been trying to get into the house. Like, your life is in danger.
And posts that someone's stolen her keys and please just give them back. And just overall, she's pleading with whoever is harassing her family to just leave them alone. But unfortunately, this post would not do anything. The harassment would continue. A month later, on October 19th, Jeff was home alone when he heard the sound of the backsliding glass
It's been months and they don't have a gun yet.
Door rattling, and now he knows that every time this has been heard by Anna, that there's always some stranger at the back door.
Go ahead,
and
run
so
out there,
Jeff
Jeff.
grabs the family dog and he very carefully turns.
At least he got an animal. At least he got an animal this time. I mean, that's a step up from nothing. Where's the dog? Why isn't the dog coming to play at any point yet?
And looks down that hallway towards the back door to see who this is. And right as he pokes his head out, he sees there's this large adult figure with a hood up trying to open this back door. And so the dog sees this person and starts barking and running towards the door.
out.
Jeff runs after the dog, and this big person outside who's trying to break in, he sees the dog, he sees Jeff running, and he turns and he runs away. And so Jeff and the dog, they
Smart
stay
decision
inside the
with
house
the
and
dog
they watch this guy just take off across the property and disappear into the trees. And Jeff would call the police, but like always, the police came out and there just was nothing they could do. 4 days later, on October 23rd, Jeff, along with his young daughter and Bruce, they went to the local Applebee's where Anna worked to have dinner there and have Anna wait on them. And then after they were done eating, they said their goodbyes to Anna, they left the restaurant, they hopped in their cars, and they drove back to their house. When they got there, Bruce was the first up the steps, and he got to the front door and it was locked, and so he knocked, and Kyle, his son, he came and unlocked the door. Bruce went inside, followed closely behind by Jeff, who was holding his daughter. They get inside, and Bruce walks through the house to the back of the house where the kitchen is. He flips on the lights, and there's something on the kitchen floor. And when Jeff sees it, he immediately turns around and runs out of the house carrying his daughter. He grabs Kyle along the
Kyle,
way
get out
and
here.
takes them straight out of the house. And then once Jeff was outside, he called 911. And when you listen to his 911
Oh, do you have it? Oh god. Oh, okay. It's getting hot in here.
call, it sounds like Jeff is unable to process what he has just seen.
911 with
Is it a dead body? Someone's dead? The mom was there. The mom was there alone. Everyone was being waited on by the daughter. His mom and Kyle was there alone. Kyle, what'd you do?
theater severe emergency.
Somebody,
Yep, it's the mom.
somebody's been attacked in my house.
Somebody's been what?
I said attack, bitch! I ain't got time to repeat this shit.
Attacked.
They attacked who? Who was attacked?
I would, this... I would not, if I was already unhinged by what I think you just saw, I would not be calm with this operator. This operator is pissing me off, and I ain't even the one who just saw probably my mom attacked, bleeding, dead, whatever on the floor. Like, I want to be that calm. My man, I would not be calm. It's kind of pointing towards Kyle at the moment, if I'm gonna be honest with you. But like, it's got to be the girl in the black. It's gotta be. because she was invited over and she was part of it. Oh my god, it's coming! It's all coming together. It's all coming together. Anyways, so it's just like, someone in my house has been attacked. They've been what? Fucking attacked. Oh, well, they attacked who? Who was attacked? I'm the fucking president. Does it fucking matter? Get your ass over here. I don't give a fuck. Why do you fucking care? Who has been attacked? Someone's been motherfucking attacked. Get your bitch ass down here now. Like, why are you asking these stupid ass fucking questions, bitch? Someone's been attacked. Get a cop here now. I'm mad. Just listen to this dumb bitch on the phone.
Mel Pleskovic. Mel Pleskovic was.
Who's Mel? Who's Mel?
He was attacked by whom?
Oh, Mel. I thought it was his mother. I thought it was a dude. Sorry, Mel.
Do you know?
She was. No, we just came home. She's on the kitchen floor.
Jeff and Bruce had just discovered Melinda lying on the kitchen floor. She had been stabbed over 35 times.
What did I say, guys? You literally ignored everything. You ignored everything. Though there's a good chance it was her son. He's definitely sus right now. Because he was just there. Like, sure, nonverbal. And sure, what do you say? What was it? I can't remember. I think it's a Down syndrome. I don't remember. But like, sure, but like, he was there and he seemed like chill about the whole thing. Like, it didn't say like he was panicking. It just said that Kyle opened the door for him. He didn't say he was freaking out. He wasn't trying to gesture or make noises to be like, something happened, something fucking happened, you know. Kyle just said like, come and see what I did. You know what I mean? Like, sus as fuck. But all this stuff is going on, and you guys did not prepare for it, as far as I'm aware, with the information given to me. There could be stuff left out. I feel like Mr. B has done that before. When I listened to a story that I knew, it seemed like he leaves some stuff out, so it's very possible that information they did and information was left out. But you didn't get no cameras. Again, I don't remember what year this was, but y'all didn't get no cameras. Y'all didn't get no lights. Y'all didn't get no like fucking long range weaponry. It sounds like they stabbed you, so like that means they approached you. So you didn't get no mace, no long range fire taser, no gun. You didn't get shit. And this is what happens, man. Like, you gotta take this shit seriously. Just because they haven't done anything serious yet doesn't mean that they won't.
And shot 3 times.
Okay, shot. Well, they had a gun. that's a little different. Hold on, let me back that up. And it's also weird that he's not saying my mom. He is using her name. Oh no, because it's her daughter, so it's mother-in-law, I think. But yeah. So that is kind of weird. It is a little sus of Jeff, and I was already sus of Jeff earlier because he ran outside, and they didn't do anything to him. So, and specifically when they cleared the whole house. Jeff's looking pretty bad right now. I'm not gonna hold you. Jeff is looking pretty bad, but Kyle ain't out of the woods yet.
She's on the kitchen floor.
Jeff and Bruce had just discovered Melinda lying on the kitchen floor. She'd been stabbed over 35 times and
she's
shot
dead.
3 times.
Yeah.
She would be rushed to the hospital, but she would die that night. Although the
No way you
family
make that.
was in shock and couldn't even begin to process what had just happened, they were all acutely aware that whoever had done this to Melinda had to be connected to all of these strange and suspicious people that had been lurking around their property for the better part of 2 years. In fact, literally
2 years. And y'all didn't get weapons. You had 2 years. Scrubs.
after Jeff had called 911, Bruce was inside in the kitchen kneeling next to his dying wife, and he called 911 and he would tell the dispatcher that the Strongsville Police Department really dropped the ball.
911.
That's the way you talk. I gotta say, you guys really fucked up here. You guys should have done something. That's the call you just made? When your wife's dying in front of you? I'm sure it's more frantic than that. But like, you technically not wrong. You guys dropped the ball because when the police didn't do anything, you didn't take matters into your own hands in any way, shape, or form. There's so many home defense mechanisms you guys could have gotten, could have set up, could have done. You guys chose to do absolutely none of them. First off. Second off, the police also really fucked up. This has been going on for 2 years and they didn't even try staking out once. They also really fucked up, so you're not wrong. But in this moment, your grief is so stricken that you're like, I gotta call the cops and let them know, fuck you. What? Okay. Sus. Oop. Oop. Oop, there we go.
What city is the emergency in?
Please come to 1 for Blazing Star. I think my wife's dead. Someone... We've had people breaking into our f***ing house,
sir,
and now someone f***ing killed her.
Sir, tell me the city you need to talk to.
Strongsville, Ohio.
Okay, you need to be transferred. Don't hang up.
Fuck you.
911, what's the city of your emergency?
Strongsville, Ohio. We have people on the way already.
What's the address?
For Blazing Star. I think someone killed my wife.
This is how you respond to that? I think someone killed my wife. Sus. It's like, we already have people on the way. Like, what's the address? Like, bitch, I ain't here to talk to you about that. I already said there's someone on the way. I got something to say to you personally.
You think someone killed your wife?
Yeah, it looks like she has stab wounds on her back. We've had people trying to break into our house all year, stealing.
Sir, I need
Sir.
to ask you questions, okay? Are you there right now?
I just got in the door with my new son-in-law. My son Kyle was here
Okay,
with her.
sir, what I want you to do is walk outside.
The Strongsville Police Department would come
Sir, I need you to tell you something.
out in force for this case, and they would solve it in just 4 days. And when they
I
went
thought they were going to say 4 seconds. I was like, fuck.
public with who killed Melinda, no one could believe it. Back on October
I bet
20-
you I can.
23rd, so this was the night Melinda was discovered, Jeff, along with his young daughter and Melinda and her son Kyle, they were all together in the house. And at some point, Jeff had put his daughter down in her playpen and then went into the kitchen where Melinda was. And he walked up to her, pulled out a knife, and stabbed her over 35 times.
Yeah. Sad it wasn't the girl in black. Damn it. But yeah, no, at the end there, as I was telling you with Jeff, when Jeff ran outside and whatnot, I was like, I'll scare them away. I'm tired of this. He knew that he wasn't in any danger, and I was immediately like, yeah, it's sus. Yeah, that's definitely sus for sure. That's why I was even saying that. I'm like, if you're not in on that, you're gonna fucking die. So, yeah. Who shot her though? He have a gun too? You guys had a gun this whole time. He was definitely in on it, but who were the people? His friends, I guess.
And then when Melinda fell to the ground, Jeff drew a gun and shot her 3 additional times to make sure she was dead.
Just a 35, after 35 stabs, really gotta make sure. Let's shoot her. Okay, dog. Did you say they were all home? Like, people were home? It must have said when they were gone or something. I'll call you off the hook.
Now, while he was doing this, his daughter is literally just a few feet away, and Kyle, presumably, is also right nearby. But he has no way of understanding what's happening to his mother. And so with these 2 totally innocent lives just right nearby, Jeff would clean off his weapons, and he'd take off his bloody clothes, and he would hide them inside of his car, and then he would just scoop up his daughter, and he would leave the house, leaving Kyle alone in the house with his dying mother in the kitchen, just leaves him there, shuts the door, locks it, and then Jeff and his daughter would drive to Applebee's to have dinner with Melinda's husband and her daughter. And then after several hours, when they got...
Who is the girl in the black? Who is that?
back to the property, Jeff knew what was waiting for them inside, and he still allowed Bruce to go inside first and discover his dying wife on the kitchen floor. Very little is known about why Jeff did this, because Jeff has actually never come out and given his motive for the crime. The running theory is that Jeff actually was not going to be able to pay for the wedding, which was coming up in a couple of days, and the wedding venue had actually contacted Melinda and said, hey, we're canceling the wedding because your future son-in-law can't pay for it. And so Melinda...
Yeah, no, it's kind of what I thought right at the gate. I was like, they're both kind of like struggling money-wise, and somehow that always leads to them killing someone. I didn't know who they were going to kill or how many, but like these suspicions did creep in. But I was banking on that girl in the middle. She was up to something. I know it. She's involved some way.
Apparently confronted Jeff about his financial troubles, and the theory is he snapped and killed her. However, that can't possibly be the entire story.
Yeah, because there's 4 people outside. Even if he was part of them at one point, who are the 3 other fucking people?
Why he did this. Because it would turn out Jeff was found to be responsible for literally every single suspicious event that had taken place around the Pleskovic property leading up to the attack. Meaning every time they had seen strangers lurking around their property or people trying to break into their house, that had been because of Jeff. Either it was literally Jeff outside being one
Told you, one of them was missing once.
of these suspicious people, or he had asked friends or hired someone or groups of people to pretend to be suspicious people on the property, or Jeff had been the only person to see these suspicious people, and then miraculously when other people attempted to look outside, they were gone. And so obviously Jeff was lying. And so I actually had the opportunity to speak with one of Jeff's childhood friends who was actually living roughly in the Strongsville area when this horrible murder took place. And what this person told me is that what is kind of generally accepted as why Jeff did this, according to the people in Strongsville, is that Jeff apparently loathed Melinda. Even though she had opened her house to him, he loathed her. And as soon as he moved in 2016, he began plotting to kill her. And so all of these suspicious events were Jeff's attempt at building this really intricate alibi that they had these strangers out there that were targeting this family, and so that when she would ultimately be killed by him, it would look like these strangers had done it. And at first, it totally worked. Everybody believed, the police, the family, friends, that strangers had broken into the house and killed Melinda. In fact, there was so little suspicion on Jeff after her murder that Jeff actually served as a pallbearer in Melinda's funeral. But ultimately, the police would discover the knife and some bloody clothes in the back of Jeff's car.
Yeah, you didn't dispose of the evidence, dog.
So they would arrest him and they would present this mountain of evidence against him, and Jeff would confess to killing Melinda. However, he wouldn't give any additional information about the crime. He would just basically say, yes, I did kill her. He would also never give an apology or explanation to the family. He would ultimately be sentenced to life in prison with the opportunity for parole after 33 years. During Jeff's trial, there was this totally heartbreaking moment when Bruce, Melinda's husband, spoke.
I mean, excuse me, my throat's been all jacked up. I don't know if they were just dating or if they were married. I can't remember. I want to say they were married. But like, this woman you had a baby with and you killed her mother just because you hated her. Like, why? Why would you love someone at least enough? Maybe he didn't. Maybe he just accidentally got her pregnant. And that just added fuel to the fire or something. But why would you love, in theory, love someone so much that you want to have a child with them? To hurt them so bad as to kill their mother. Okay.
He would say their son, Kyle, does not understand that his mother is gone. And so now every time they go out to eat, which is something Kyle really likes to do and he used to love doing with his mother, he'll just sit and stare out the window, eagerly expecting his mother to show up any minute. But of course, she never does. So that's going to do it, guys. If you got something out of today's episode and you haven't done this already,
Damn. Damn, man, damn. Wow. Like, there's so many things that went wrong there. So many things. So, like, when there was Mr. B was talking her up and saying, how, like, she did all this stuff and, like, so many people looked up to her and, like people loved her, so there'd be no enemies. I was like, she's a high school teacher. And the look on her face is that she's a stern high school teacher. Or middle school teacher. She's a teacher. She doesn't look like... She doesn't necessarily, like, scream to me like that she's the one that just, like, is, like, crazy overboard. But she definitely looks like that no-nonsense, like, I don't play your shit kind of teacher. Which I have nothing wrong with. It's just... that's gonna get an enemy or two. Like, there's gonna be students just like, yeah, teach the bitch. I hate that teacher and whatnot. So I wouldn't say no enemies, but none enough to give reason to kill her. I don't know, man. I guess it's like you really hate someone's mother, and just stress of not having enough money, so you have to. So you have to kind of video reset. So you have to suck up your pride and either live with your parents or your girl's parents, and you want to live with your girl so that your daughter, your newborn baby, or when you're gonna have the baby, can have both family members there, but like you can't stand the mom. And it's embarrassing that you broke as fuck and you can't pay for anything. And so the mom's not making that any better because she's that stern teacher, so she's probably giving you shit. And so you're just like, man, I want to kill this bitch. I still don't... at that point you're kind of in too deep because I think... I want to say he was married, but I can't remember, so I'm just going to assume he was. I might be wrong on that one. Either way, you have a kid with. So you can't, like, just get out and be like, okay, well, we're done here because fuck your mom. I'm out. Because you're possibly married and you have a child with that person, so you're stuck. You're locked in there unless you want to be paying child support and alimony when you got no fucking money. You're fucked. So I guess that could also build the... I fucking hate this bitch, I want to kill this bitch and make it look like an accident. But yeah, I was putting it together there in the middle. Like, as I said, I was calling it out. I didn't know who was going to be in the house. The dad was still a possibility. I would assume not the daughter, but that also is a possibility. Children murdering their parents is not a stranger in Mr. B stories. Like, that happens a handful of times. So like I couldn't rule out whom. I was just thinking maybe that girl in the middle who never got introduced. I have no idea who she was, but God, I thought I was right. I thought I was right. I thought she was just gonna be like brought in, and turns out she was there the whole time. Mr. B just didn't bring her up, but she was a friend who stopped by every now and then, and it was gonna end up being her, and I was gonna be like, bingo. But that wasn't the case. Damn it. Damn it. So that wasn't the situation. However, I started piecing things together because as I was mentioning as it went along, it was like as I was saying, you guys are so lucky that these strangers that are here don't want to hurt you. Like, it was evident that they didn't want to hurt them, that they were just fucking with them. Call that right out the gate. It was like, if they wanted to hurt you, you were dead. You were going to die. The door is not going to stop them, and apparently none of you, except for Jeff, had a Glock on you. I guess no one knew that Jeff was packing heat. So, like, none of y'all had a weapon. If they broke in, you were dead. So clearly they just wanted to terrorize you for a while. And since it was going on for 2 years, Clearly, they just wanted to fuck with you. So, felt like they were a setup. Like they weren't that. They were a distraction for something. Evidence or creating an alibi was what that distraction was. I didn't put that one together, but they were a distraction for something. And then, obviously, Jeff started becoming highly suspicious when he's like, "I'm gonna face them with this flashlight." I ran out there. I was just like, "You're dead. You're 100% dead." But when they ran away, I was just like, you're either in on it or you're fucking lucky. So that was the first time where it was just like, okay, suspicious. The second time, like I straight out called. I paused it. I was like, wait. Someone got her keys. Someone inside the house had to have been responsible for that. 100% someone inside the house had to be responsible for that. Because, like, is there a chance you just drop your keys somewhere on accident? Or is someone, like waits for you to go somewhere and kind of tries to steal them or something? That's hard to do, you know? So, like, it was like, there's a slight chance you misplaced them, but nah. Like, that definitely someone from inside the house. And I was hoping it was just the person they didn't mention yet. But nope, it wasn't her, it was Jeff. So I was calling these out. I was just like, yeah, no, someone's inside the house that's instigating this. That's creating all this. There's no way they got our keys otherwise. Like, it's ticking. And then, of course, the person who finds the body and, like, oh, runs out, someone's dead. And again, he didn't say, my mother or my mother-in-law. I mean, again, I don't know if they're married, but I want to say that they were. But yeah, he didn't say that, so it's like, okay, also suspicious. He's just using her full name, and you're the one who was like, "Oh, come with me, Kyle. We gotta run." I was like, "Nah, it's him." That's when it all started to piece together. It was like, yeah, it was him. 100% was him. I was just hoping somewhere that lady in black would come in and like, Sharad, you are, or was me the whole time. Nope. I was this close. So tragic story, really unfortunate, but yeah, great story all the same. The suspense of the strangers and everything was fantastic, but it was also aggravating because that brings us to the lessons we can learn from today. Again, I don't remember what year this was. I should really start paying attention to that. Hold on, there's some things I want to clear up here. I might have to cut, which is unfortunate, but hold on. Okay. They weren't married. Hold on. They're engaged.
Just told them they were expecting a baby girl.
Right, because he said during the video that the wedding thing was canceled, so they were engaged to be married, but they did have a child. Yes, that does make it complicated. So you can't just be like peace. So that still is there. But okay, so it's 2017, and they weren't married. They were engaged. Okay, now I know. So 2017, there's not the, like, some of the stuff we have now. I don't know if ring alarms were created yet with those cameras and whatnot. I don't think those were a thing yet. I think those are still maybe like, I'll say like 2 or 3 years out, maybe. But maybe they were around. It's possible. But I think maybe like they were just on the cusp, not there yet. So they didn't have that technology, but I know my family had video recorders and stuff after someone damaged our car, which is a really creepy story. Like, I was home alone, and I remember I was listening to music. I had my headphones in, and it was decently loud. But even over how decently loud that was, I still heard some kind of like thump or bang noise. Just enough to catch my attention that something happened, some noise happened outside of these headphones. So I was just like, I stopped and listened. I was like, but I didn't notice anything, so I just went back to what I was doing. Nothing continued to happen. And then apparently when my family got home, not only their vehicle, but my vehicle had been dented. Not broken into, but like someone took a heavy rock and slammed or threw it or smacked the side of it. It hit their car, dented it, bounced off, hit my car, dented it. Because mine wasn't near as bad as a dent. It was just kind of a scratch and whatnot with a little bit of a dent to it. So like someone showed up, and then what did we do? Immediately after, we got cameras. And we had a huge fucking light installed, so if anyone came anywhere near, boom, big light shine. Like, we got defense immediately. This went on for 2 motherfucking years. Y'all did, so that camera technology existed, and obviously motion sensor lights existed around this time. Y'all didn't get cameras to help out. Y'all didn't get lights to help out. Y'all didn't get a fucking weapon to help out. At any of this point, any of this could have been fixed if you just had some kind of motion alarm detection that tells you someone had, like, you know, just like little infrared sensors or something that sends you. I don't know if they had technology to send you a text or anything, but at least trigger an alarm somewhere inside their house, maybe quietly, that lets you know someone just crossed this threshold and they're moving towards your house. To which they could have come out and popped. Problem solved. You know, shoot below the waist so it's not attempted murder. You know what I mean? So there's so much that the family could have fucking done that they really dropped the ball on. And if they would have, if he hired people, if it was his friends, they would have been able to link that. And if he hired someone, you know, they're gonna turncoat immediately and be like, "Hey, Jeff hired me to do this." Whole thing solved. Done earrings. He might have maybe came back later and tried to murder her, but at least for the time being, we have the link possibly to prevent it. There's so much the family could have done. They really dropped the ball. The police. This was happening off and on for 2 years, and not once. I mean, Bruce was right. They fucked up. Not once. Not fucking once. Did they stake out in any bushes, kind of hiding in wait of ambush, so when they heard the sounds and whatnot, they could run around the corner, guns out, police, get on the ground. Like, they didn't do any of that. They didn't do any of that. Bro, like, the police also really dropped the fucking ball here. Bruce was not wrong. Like, the police didn't do their fucking jobs. The homeowners didn't do shit to protect themselves. Like, Jeff was also a part of them every now and then. Jeff would have also gotten caught if they would have sprayed them all with bear mace and they fucking undid their hoods and shit. Been like, Jeff, what the fuck? Gig's up. So the fact that they waited 2 years and it's just like, well, they haven't done anything, is just insane. But then also Jeff, homie, not my man because you fucking psycho, but bruh, you killed them and you did not dispose of the evidence? You killed her and you didn't dispose of the evidence. What did you think? They weren't going to check your car? They weren't going to check everything? We were just like, I'm trying to get out, but I have to make it look like... And the disrespect of being like holding her dead body in the casket and walking it as a pallbearer. The fucking disrespect is disgusting. He was probably happy in that moment. He was like, yeah, I killed that bitch. What a fucking psychopath. Anyways, that is going to do it for us here today. I'm really upset that I miscalled that one. I swear I knew. But nope. I kind of want to know who that lady was now, who was not mentioned, who was in the picture. So now that we've finally got to this one that I want to see, we're going to go back to going up and down again. Getting some newer stuff, getting some older stuff, and stuff like that. If you haven't done so already, hit up Mr. B with some love. If you're watching me to get this story for the first time, I guess that's an interesting way to do it. I personally never go about it that way, but like, hey, I guess I can understand it. But make sure to get these savages off my fucking nuts. You go give this video, maybe some other videos a play. You know, let it run all the way through for the, for the algorithm. For the analytics. Help Mr. B's overall peak time and whatnot. Don't just like click on it and then click off and stuff. Let it at least play in the background, muted or whatever, you know, if you're not interested in watching the story again or don't want to hear some of the other stories yet. Like, at least go give him some love, because Mr. B deserves it. He's awesome. Thank you all for joining me. I'll see you in the next one that hopefully won't be as triggering as the people who just don't learn how to defend themselves against situations that they can easily solve themselves if the police refuse to do their fucking job. It's just so fucking triggering. It's just like, there's so much you can do without even having to get a gun, and yet, like, you're not doing anything. You took that L because of your own inaction. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, thank you for joining me. I will see you all next time.